discerning versus deciding. Discerning the call versus deciding to accept the job. And while there are certainly some logical elements that you would want to think through when you think about accepting a lead pastor role in your own church as sort of a promotion, or moving to another church and stepping out of your existing ministry to go take that job, it's been my reflection after about 7 years and working with a little over 140 churches in transition that there's an entire spiritual dimension to this. There's a spiritual weight to leadership in general in the local church, but certainly the lead pastor role. And so I want to encourage you to think about discerning the call. And how do you do that? So some things are really obviously prayer, wise counsel. And with wise counsel, you're really going to have to think in terms of two groups of people. There's often a sensitivity in the early phase of discerning a call toward a lead pastor that it hasn't been announced publicly that maybe somebody is getting ready to retire or a church is beginning a search. And so that can be very sensitive information. So you're going to often have sort of insiders and outsiders. Like, you may feel called to leave your current ministry, but you may not feel able to talk to your boss in the moment, at least maybe at the inception of those thoughts. So you might want to have some outside people who you feel have the gift of discernment, and who are people that are strong in the faith and in the word that you want to listen to. And at some point, you might be able to have people inside your ministry that you can begin to help you with the discernment. And if those people can help you from day one, that's a huge gift. I just recognize that that's not always possible. So as you discern the call toward ministry, there's a few categories I want to walk through with you. And the first one is really looking in the mirror. It's looking at yourself. And so what I want to start with that is that individuals, we're all human, and we can often find ourselves sensing something, but feeling exposed when we have that thought. And so then we steer away from it. And as you really discern the call into a lead pastor role, I really want to encourage you to be brutally honest with yourself. And so just focus on the truth. Listen to that gut level intuition I'm going to give you some questions you can ask yourself. Again, those are all in the notes. If you're not able to keep up, you can download those. All those types of things will be in there. So rule number one, be brutally honest with yourself. But here we go. Here's some self-assessment questions that you can ask yourself. And the first one is, do I feel like I'm running to something or running from something? Running to or from something? What's your gut level response to that intuitively? And to help you answer that question, there's another question, is if I leave my current position now, would I be welcomed back with open arms? And you may need to ask yourself, if the answer is I don't know or no, then you need to have a follow-up question, which is why? And you need to get at the root of that. The next question is just really about leadership gifting. As you're stepping toward what is likely your first lead pastor role, you have to ask yourself, are my past experiences being a point leader, being in charge of something, have they gone well? Is this something I really want to do? Or is it something that I'm also gifted in? For instance, did healthy people follow me? Were they happy to be on my team? And do those people who have been on my team in the past still look to me for leadership in the right ways? So that's a great question, a discerning question about your leadership gifting. And the last one is, am I trying to prove something to someone, or am I saying yes to God in this? And I think that one's a really good one. So I just encourage you, be brutally honest with these questions. Spend some time, take 3 or 4 hours, really probably by yourself, to go meditate on these and think through these.